Boxing, a gift from the gods, the sweet science that many take for granted and that many over exaggerate their own personal skill. One thing about it, it's passed down from warrior to warrior, from generation to generation, and from culture to culture. Chris Crunchtime Thompson of Kansas City is no different in this tradition.
I met Chris to the boxing thing down at what's that we went to? The Greg Center, and he was a pretty good dude, man. He got 2 belts, so I know it's in him, you know.
Hey, Robbie, do me a favor. 4 minutes. Each one we do, y'all got 4 minutes at. All right? Go. Now don't punch. Just, yep, hands up. Back against the ropes.
Chris is as unselfish as it comes. Not only is he 2 weeks out from his own professional bout and the biggest bout of his career, so are many of his youth fighters. They are also 2 weeks out. While training for his bout, he is also training them for theirs. But that does not stop Chris from giving that same old intensity that he has been known to give throughout his whole career. If you want to know how to be a champion, Chris has the recipe, and he hasn't been scared to give it to the youth around him. A measure of a champion is not only the hard work that you put in, but the work that you give back. Being a son of the city isn't easy work, and Chris has sacrificed it all. Not only for himself, not only for his brand, but for his city.
Gary trains my kids for free. Been 3 different gyms with them, and he's a pretty good coach.
What a treat.
Chris has seen many of the highs of boxing.
Some body shots of his own. He's going out on his shield for sure. This guy says, oh wow. And Crunchtime finishes to the body. Chris Thompson.
And Chris has experienced some of the lows of boxing. This is 2 weeks out with Sean Copeland Jr. with Chris Crunchtime Thompson. When you think of Kansas City, you don't think of boxing. You think of barbecue, you think of football, and you may even think of jazz. But being in the middle of the map, Kansas City has been the home to some of the best amateur matches in the history of boxing. Chris Thompson is a part of that pedigree. It's not often 2 weeks out that you see a prominent middleweight prospect hoisting up jump shots to prepare himself mentally for training. But for Chris, he's no stranger to the hard work. He's been putting it in his whole career. And for this training camp, it's personal. After coming off of a controversial split decision loss, Chris has got a point to prove, not only to himself, but to those around him. Chris has got a very good style. Not only is Chris quick, but he relies on a very stiff jab that leaves many opponents bewildered. For Chris, today, he's gotten away from his normal scene of the Greg Center and went out to Genesis Health Club in Overland Park. How you feeling this camp?
Feeling good, man. 2 weeks out.
Oh yeah.
No more talking.
No more talking.
2 weeks out.
For Chris, being a son of the city is something that he wears proud. If you're ever out with Chris Thompson in Kansas City, everywhere you go, people knows who we are. One thing that Chris does know is staying sharp is not only the key to success, but the key to longevity in boxing. In this training camp, he's leaving no stone uncovered, making sure he puts in the work that's required. Dedication and focus have been a staple of Chris's career. If you know anything about boxing, the landscape of boxing is forever changing, and the opportunities come and go. And just as much as skill plays a part in boxing, so does timing. When the opportunities come, you've got to be ready. And if you stay ready, you don't got to get ready. That's why in this game, who you train with means everything. Who you keep in your corner means even more. And some of the top boxers that you see on your TV screen, and even in the training camps of the pound-for-pound #1 Terrence Bud Crawford. This coming fight, he will actually be cornered by no other than Bo Mack himself. But in Kansas City, Chris is trained by Melvin Wesley Sr., a legend in his own right. Melvin owns Pound for Pound Boxing Academy in Overland Park, Kansas. Melvin is not only building a reputation for himself with his stable of fighters, including pound for pound #1 on the Team USA rankings, Malachi Ross Jr., his son, a champion in Kansas City, but a high-ranking national amateur boxer as well. Chris Thompson is currently surrounded by greatness. Melvin is not only a wealth of knowledge, but loves the sport. A signature of Melvin's style is the slick boxing. Chris is ready for his bout in Massachusetts. Challenging for the WBC Regional. It's no small task, and Chris Crunchtime Thompson has put in the work, and he's 2 weeks out. I like that sound. Yeah, just wanna be free. Just wanna be me. Yeah. Find my wallet, hoe steady calling her. I ain't become a product, dreaming then I thought it. Mama first apartment, she was granite. Greg made a knot, kept a Jerry curl. Jerry curl was still wet in the box. Hustle hard, but baby don't stop. Cars get black, but baby don't die. Don't cry for me, cause I know how it be. When you're out on the road, you can slander me.